We are we're live. All right. Hello and welcome to the Famicast, episode 156. It's your boy JC, and I'm here with the usual crew. Well, a couple of them. First one is Mr. Cyrus. How's it going, man?
It's me. I come first because Danny's not here.
Dialing in from the islands. And of course, Mr. Ty as well, Mr. Cat Drugs.
Hey, what's up? I got one question for y'all.
So-
Are you okay?
I get that reference.
Good.
And joining us, we have a super special guest today. It is Chad Sensei, aka
What's
Chad
going on,
Porter.
gamers?
Hey, wow,
It's your boy.
It's your boy. Smash that sub button right now.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah.
Oh man, we should be on Twitch. We shouldn't be on YouTube. What are we doing here?
Right? Man, I'm jealous. Shadow Sensei has like that streaming Twitch voice. Like, I got to work on that.
That's right, and your
That
camera
radio.
angle. Your camera angle is totally Twitch as well.
Oh,
It's
I
amazing.
got the whole like hooked onto my camera like position and everything too.
So
I'm the
Chad,
guy mashing emotes in the chat.
right.
Yes.
So Chad,
PogChamp.
tell the lovely people at home where you're from, what you're doing, why you're here.
All right, I'll try not to bore everyone here, so I'll try to make it sweet and short. My name is Chad Porter. I've grown up in Hawaii. I moved to Japan for college. I've been here for 9 years. I used to be a partnered full-time streamer here in Chiba, Japan. Moved to Kyoto, became Twitch Japan's first gold moderator and admin, and did that for a while. And then in 2017, stopped that. Helped start Dung Entertainment. And I am the co-founder and stream producer at the company.
Wow, co-founder. That's amazing. Co-founder of Dangan. Hopefully
Yes.
you guys, I think everyone listening knows Dangan because I think we mention you guys, every few episodes.
Yeah, and hype them up every TGS. Am I right?
Well,
That's
thank
right.
you. Very flattering. Thank you so much.
Friends of the show, as we like to say, right? Friends of the show, Dangan Entertainment. What games, things like which games that people would know? Like, what are your, like, top tier, like
right off the
most
bat?
famous-
I would say easily. We just came out with Minoria. That came out last Tuesday, which is from Bomb Service, who are the makers of the Momodora series. So
Right.
they just came out with Minoria, which is the spiritual successor to the fourth Momodora game. So they probably know that right off the bat. There's Iconoclast, Crosscode. We got the Takeover coming out, which is being helped made by Matt McMuscles, which is a big YouTuber. We
I
have
love Matt.
You know Matt?
Not personally, but I
You
love
like watching him. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a super nice guy. If you ever meet him, he's just like he's a huge sweetheart, really awesome guy. I first met him for the first time in my personal experience at PAX East back in April, and it was just like I was like, oh man, I'm so glad other big YouTubers are friendly. Like I was scared that he'd be like, oh, do you know who I am? But he's just super nice. He was just a sweetheart. But yeah, like games like that, I think a lot of people know about.
Yeah, I think all of the games you mentioned, there are videos on our YouTube channel of those games. We probably played at Bit Summit or Tokyo Game Show. Pocket Rumble, that's one of my favorites.
Oh
Good
yes,
one.
yeah. We just released that in Japan actually back in the end of May. It was right at the start of Bit Summit. We actually had that released.
Pocket Rumble 2, due to be shown live in the next TGS in the next couple of days, right?
Let's hope so.
I'm trying to trip him up. The Dangan release list is a secret, and no one knows. So
Yes, I mean,
I'll be trying to trip you up.
I hate to admit it, but I'm actually sort of the gatekeeper behind that. So please wait until we can announce it.
If you have any alcohol nearby, feel free to take a drink. Whatever, get you loosened up. Yeah.
Is that a invite?
Just
Get you
pick up one
loosened
of the
up.
cans that Ty was knocking over before the stream started.
Yeah, let's go.
Anyway, enough dilly-dallying. Let's move on to some newest of all the business, the new business. Well, it would seem rude not to start with the super special guest, right? So, Chad Sensei, Mr. Chad-san,
Yes.
what you been playing?
So I know this is Famicast, and I know a lot of consoles things are like the star, I guess, like scenery for a lot of things. So I will. Can I say 2 games? Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah,
So-
go nuts.
One I've been playing with Nyan and Dan actually a lot recently is the Marvel game that came out. I think it was like last month.
Oh,
The
Ultimate
Marvel
Alliance.
Yeah, Marvel Alliance, that's right. And that's actually a really good game. That's like a game I haven't played in a long time where I'm just like, I can go for hours and hours and not even look at the time kind of game. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh shit!
Great game.
So you're playing this in like 2-player, like
No, it's like 4-player co-op. So it's me, Dan, Nine, and we'll have like someone else maybe from the office or someone that we know that's like also in the industry, and we'll just like play together online. It's just like really, really great game.
I was just gonna ask if it was online because I'm eyeing that game up, so it's maybe this Christmas.
Yeah, no, I recommend it. I highly recommend it. I don't recommend a lot of games, but that's a game I definitely would recommend.
So is it actually good online? Is it not like 8 frames a second?
It is. It actually is really good. I was shocked because I was thinking like, oh, I mean, like, you know, I don't want to badge on the Switch, but it's like, oh, I'm wireless. You know, like when I used to play on the Wii U, I used to have it directly connected through the adapter connection. So I was a little concerned, like, was it gonna be okay? But it was like smooth as butter.
You know, you can use that same adapter on the Switch, right?
No, I did not. I'm gonna do that actually after this broadcast.
Yeah, just slap it right in there.
What? Okay, I'll have to do that then. All right. Well, now I know.
It's just USB, man. Right?
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I just thought like it's a different component, so I didn't think it would like work like that.
There is actually a way to get wired connection on a Switch portably. If you use like a USB to regular USB converter and then plug in your Ethernet into that, you can actually portably hold it while wired. One of our patrons did that. It's crazy.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Always away. What like Jurassic Park, right? Nature finds a way.
Exactly. Shoot her. The second game I wanted to mention really quick though is WoW Classic actually just got released, and I've been going through my childhood again. Well, I wouldn't say childhood; it's like more like my high school years, going through Classic WoW again. So
right on. How are the queue times?
Terrible, but actually they're good. For us, like in Japan, it's good because it's like I hop on, I immediately get in. But if you're like in the mainland, like West Coast stuff like that, it's gonna take you like 4 to 5 hours.
Right.
So
yeah, I've been enjoying the videos of like people who've set up so that they don't get kicked out of the game for being AFK and not having to go through the queues again, and they've set up like a table fan that's rotating, and like every rotation it will hit the jump key so their character doesn't go AFK. And like, nature finds a way.
Awesome. Yeah, that's exactly.
I remember. Wow. Okay, way back when Vanilla WoW was new, I remember people doing the same thing. As some guy had like one of those drinky birds set up.
Just that would like periodically peck the keyboard.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's right out of a Simpsons episode.
You know the one. Homer at the nuclear power plant.
Right.
Right. Push the button to release toxic gas. Nice. Wow, Chad, you're like super speedy with your new business. It's okay to elaborate on the game. So like going back to Marvel for a sec. There's some new DLC like just announced. Is it like free DLC for that game, or is it like paid DLC? Like there's a whole bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Is it paid?
It's season pass only. You can't buy them separately.
Right. What?
Yeah.
How much is the season pass?
I'm gonna say it's like $30 around there, $30 or $40.
Yikes!
Yeah, it's like 4 sets of characters, and each one is like themed to be X-Men or Marvel Knights or Fantastic Four. Or
right. Yeah. But the nice thing is that they're gonna add like new missions and stuff like that, which I mean that kind of entices a little bit. Like, okay, at least I'm getting more stuff to play with, so I can. I'm okay with
story
that.
Content, like actual story content. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool. Is it? You never play it as a single player game. It's always a multiplayer in the office kind of game.
I would definitely recommend doing it multiplayer. I feel like if you play it single player, it gets to the point where you're kind of getting aggravated at the PC taking over for your teammates. But if you actually have your friends playing with you, you actually synchronize properly with your attacks, and then you just feel like you're kind of like more badass. Like oh yeah, hey, we did it. We did that cool move together. It just feels like way better when it's with your friends.
Fist bumping in real life as well as in the game.
Exactly.
So, who are your favorite characters? Favorite moves?
I really like Wolverine a lot. I've always been a Wolverine fan, but I do like the way Deadpool plays in the game because he has like a lot of range attacks, and he's like really fast and warping around. So like you don't have to like he has like this way of teleporting to enemies instead of having to like run up casually or fly over or jump. He can like instantly like teleport to someone. So I like to always have that chance to like help someone like immediately when they need to be. Need to be there, and I can like help them there, jump out, jump in, jump out, and like that.
Nice.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's a good game.
All right.
Is
So,
there any like crazy unbalanced characters in it?
I was told I haven't unlocked him yet, but I was told that Thanos is supposed to be pretty OP. I mean, go
Okay.
figure, because he can just I guess I don't know, he's just like snapping like this the entire time when
Yeah.
enemies come in. He's just
And
clearing
half
health.
of all enemies on the stage just die with one button.
Right, maybe that's it. I don't know. I haven't unlocked him yet or seen any gameplay of him. I'm sure someone already has it on YouTube, but I've heard that he has been pretty much like cleaning house every time he's on the screen.
wait, you can play as Thanos?
Yes, and you can play as Magneto, which I also heard is pretty like crazy. Like his special like just cleans house too.
Shit.
Yeah. So I want to unlock him too. I think Nine already has him unlocked. He told me about that.
Alrighty then. So we're gonna move on then to Cyrus.
So
What's going on?
I've been playing. We'll probably mention it in the Japa-news, I guess, coming up too. But I've been playing Pokemon Masters on my phone.
Oh my god,
Which
this
is,
is a mobile phone game?
A
Let's
mobile
go.
phone game.
Next.
Yeah, that's kind of it. It's like the production value is really high on this game. Like I'm well impressed with, because I work for a mobile game company. I know how expensive all this stuff is, even to make small little mobile games. And like this game is just dripping with production value. And like every time, it's all a gacha thing. So you do like a random loot box, you get a bunch of random characters, but every one of those characters will have like their own little conversation stories that you get for like, and there's 80 characters in the game, so 80 characters all have their own little mini campaigns, and it's just like it's a big game, but it's just another gacha game. There's nothing special about it in any way.
So it's a
I'll
mobile game.
I'll probably play it until I finish the story that they have, like the campaign that comes with the base version, and then I'll uninstall it because it's just whatever. Yeah, whatever. That's all there is to that. The other thing that I did was this weekend was Celtic Throwdown in Ireland, which is Ireland's premier fighting game event, where it's one of the Capcom Pro Tour stops and the Mortal Kombat World Series and all these things. So I was playing all the fighting games. It was good times. Got to introduce all the random Japanese and American players to Guinness and Irish stuff. So that was fun.
Nice.
Wait, so it's in Japanese dudes made it all the way over to Ireland?
Yeah, there was a big Japanese contingent. Like Daigo
Holy
was
shit.
there, and like Sako and Nemo and John Takiguchi and all these other ones are was like
Can they speak English? How did they get on in Ireland?
it got on fine enough. I had a lot of them in my pools, and it was fun because while my Japanese is terrible, I know a little enough to like communicate with people. So
Right.
I was running a lot of the tournaments, and they'd be coming over, and I would start giving them instructions in Japanese, and they have just the flash of like, I'm so happy.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, so that was fun, and yeah, there's some pretty good footage of like Yipes, who's a really big American commentator, and some of the people running the tournament brought him to the Guinness storehouse for like a tour, and he's drinking Guinness, but ABBA came on the radio, and he's like, "Oh man, who's this? This is like some banging tunes," and they're like, "ABBA,"
Oh
and
my
it's just you
God.
can hear Waterloo in the background. He's like jamming out to it, so
Wow, that's embarrassing.
it was fun.
And he was never invited back.
Like when I went to Japan, so I left Ireland for Japan like 7 years ago at this point. So at that point, Irish fighting game tournaments was like you get 20 people in a bar in the back room of a pub somewhere, and it's like, oh, great turnout today, guys. And now I come back from Japan after 6 years, and we're like renting out hotels with huge conference rooms, and we've got
Wow.
like over 1,000 people flying in internationally for the events. So it was good.
That's amazing.
Yeah, good job, Ireland. All y'all come to Celtic Throwdown. It's a good time.
Did you get to play any games that you'd never played before?
No, but I watched a lot of Under Night in Birth, the new version that came out recently enough.
Ooh.
So and I like it a lot more than I did when I played it in arcades in Japan. So I bought it, and that'll be my next Famicast new business, I hope.
Oh, you bought it on Switch? Oh, is that
I
a Switch
bought-
exclusive?
No, it's on PS4. I think they said it might be coming to Switch later,
Mhm.
but I got it on PS4.
All right. Alrighty. Cool. All right then. Are you good, Cyrus?
Yep, that's me.
Alrighty. So move on to Mr. Cat Drugs.
Hey, I played a Switch game.
Oh, hey yo.
Hey yo. It's Super Beat Sonic. I got it for 89 cents off the American eShop.
What?
You know
89
what?
cents.
Yeah, okay. Which is kind of wild because it's a good game. It's if you've ever heard of DJ Max, it's kind of like a spiritual successor to that. Which in turn was a Beatmania 2DX knockoff. So you play the music game, you hit the buttons. That's about it. Right?
So what's the regular price? Is that like a $5 game, $20 game?
No, I want to say like 30 or 40 bucks.
Holy
Like
shit.
it was crazy.
Why
right?
the hell would they sell it for 89 cents? I've never even seen any game for that price ever.
Yo, right? I don't know.
So I've heard about this on a lot of games. Is that because the way the top ranked games works on the Switch, a lot of companies have started dropping their games to like 89 cent. So loads of people buy them. It jumps the game to the top of the rank of like most bought games this month, and then they knock them back to full price.
I think
Okay.
Chad's eyes just lit up. He's like, I got an idea for the next
Damn.
ranking meeting. It's like,
Right?
yo guys, listen, I got this great idea from the podcast.
I have an idea.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's still 89 cents right now. And the MSRP is 30 bucks.
Holy
I
schmoly.
looked into it. It's kind of just the standard music game. Bunch of notes come at the screen, touch buttons.
Yeah, it is an extremely standard music game, but it's fine. Like, okay, it makes you hit both the buttons and use the analog stick, so it gives it kind of a bop it feel, if you know what I mean.
Bop it?
Bop it, you know the beloved children's toy that tells you to
Oh,
twist
okay.
it, turn it, waggle
So,
it.
like, you have to press red while twisting in a certain direction, or that kind of.
Yeah.
That's
So
what she said.
So it has kind of like a converging track layout on screen, like a cylindrical one, kind of like what was that old PS2 music game that everyone had? Frequency
Oh yeah.
and Amplitude. So
Okay.
it looks like that visually. But you're just hitting buttons very directly. There's nothing crazy about it, which is nice. I like that. I don't like weird gimmicks in my music games. But I don't really like converging tracks either. I wish it was just like a straight vertical thing, like Beatmania. Right? Chad's nodding. He knows.
I
what I'm
love
talking
music
about.
games. I know exactly what you're feeling, man. I love music games and everything, so I know exactly what you're feeling right now.
Right? Yeah, I gotta get back into Beatmania. I gotta finish this Frankenstein controller I'm putting together.
Were you at all like into Osu at the time when it was like really big?
What, Oendan? Or
No,
a
Osu,
different game?
the PC one, Osu.
No, I wasn't.
Okay. That one like kind of like mimics the whole like gameplay pattern of the Elite Beat Agents and like how it has like the dots, you like touch and everything like that. It's addicting and it's free too.
All right, yeah, I'll take that. Oh yeah, I've seen that. Now that you mention it, yeah.
Yeah,
Same.
I'm annoyed by Osu because all the people in Japan know what Osu is, and then you go, oh yeah, it's based on like Oendan, and they go, based on what? It's like, get the fuck out of here.
God damn it. All right. Yeah, one of the best music games ever made. Come on, guys.
Right. Made in
But man,
Japan.
like, I just want to hit buttons. Just like put me in 2DX, give me like 2,000 notes to hit, and I'm so happy.
Well,
So.
I mean, you mentioned the best game ever, but we all know it's Fortnite, okay?
Right?
Oh god, that just died.
You shoot the guy, you do the dance on his corpse. It's a music game.
Don't you want to be the next ninja?
Oh, hell yeah.
That's right.
I
As
think
long as
so.
there are no follow-up questions.
Good lord.
So, hey, it's still 89 cents. And I mean, like, even if the game sucks, you get it. It's actually pretty good. It's reasonably fun. It's okay. And for 89 cents, it fucking rules.
Do you get does anyone know, do you get gold coins for like the original price or the current price?
The sale price, exactly what you spend
Ah.
on it, you get 5% of.
Okay.
Okay, that's a shame.
Well, I didn't
'Cause
know
on
that,
the
so
Wii-
that's good info right there.
yeah, on the
I've
Wii U
tried-
it wasn't like that, right?
Yeah, I tried gaming the system a few times. I've been keeping track of my gold points for it. So
Oh, I totally gamed the system on Wii U. I would buy like Resident Revelations was like $50, but it would often go on sale for like $7, and you would get like $50 worth of points. Good times. Yeah, I guess they learned their lesson.
Pretty good. All right.
And Lemonade in the chat, he says Super Beat Sports is another good rhythm game for Switch. It is developed by Harmonix. I know those guys.
alumni,
Yeah.
they're
That's
pretty they're pretty highly recommended for music games.
I'm kind of lukewarm on them.
Oh,
I don't like their scoring systems and converging tracks and whatever, but
All right.
they make
That-
Dance
that's-
Central. They're great.
that's just me. Dance Central. Dance Central kind of sucks compared to the relatively unpopular Dance Evolution. Now that game fucking rules.
Is that a Kinect game?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh god.
I mean, so is Dance Central, right?
yeah, both of them are. The only reason you should buy a Kinect is for those two games.
Yo,
Wow.
it's so worth it too. Like, get yourself a 360 and a Kinect like out at GameStop for like $12, and it's godlike.
It's funny because, as we all know, the sales of the Xbox One are abysmal in Japan. But the reason why a lot of sales are actually happening is because a lot of Japanese gamers want to play that game alone, so they'll actually go out of their way to buy an Xbox One or 360 just to relive like those games again.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Good
why you
stuff.
see them in used game stores.
Mhm.
Righty. Well, Ty, I was going to transition over to me, but I remember we played a game together, so I thought maybe that's a good kind of transition game.
Yeah,
'cause
and I had another game to talk about.
all right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right. It's actually the same shit I've been talking about every week.
Fantasy Strike.
No,
Okay.
Dead by Daylight, which is coming out on
okay.
Switch very soon.
All right, yeah, like 20th of September or something like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, real soon. And,
I saw Friday the 13th just came out, like in Japan, on Switch.
Oh yeah,
Crazy.
yeah. And I'm playing on Xbox, and there are Japanese players on Xbox playing the murder simulator games too.
Wow.
Yeah, there's like this contingent of gamers that like these extremely Western games, and they get an Xbox for it.
Well,
Right?
yeah, that's the very definition of a Japanese Xbox owner, isn't it? A Japanese person who likes Western stuff.
Hey, yeah.
Why
You
else
know,
would
I-
they buy an Xbox?
Of course, I know like every Killer Instinct player personally.
Right. First name
Both of
basis.
them.
Right. So there's something I want to talk about in Dead by Daylight. There's a character you can play, one of the killers. It's Huntress, and like her entire gimmick is that she can throw axes,
Okay.
and you can do like extremely long range throws, try to do some like precision trick shot stuff. But the game does not have a crosshair.
Oh,
There's no reticule in the game. So what do?
You just tape something on your screen.
Bingo.
Oh god.
So I have like the sticky note technology like on my LCD screen. Okay, so like I got these sticky notes right here. Can you see these?
Oh, you mean actual sticky notes, not an app?
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is on Xbox, dude. So I just like I clipped like the corner off of one of these, so I have this little triangle reticule like in the middle of my screen. It works perfectly. It's so good,
Wow.
right?
We
It's
had
like
sim-
it's like what the GoldenEye speedrunners do. They tape a reticule on their screen because they don't stop and aim. They just have a they just they just hip shot everything. It still is precise, but you don't have the reticule.
it's like that Dave Chappelle thing where it's like modern problems require modern solutions.
Bingo.
We actually in Galway for one of the Smash tournaments. So when you're playing Smash, there's only a few tournament legal stages, like because they're for whatever reason there's no walk-offs, all that stuff.
Well, I think I know where this is going. I'm excited.
So I got a big sheet of tracing paper You know, it's kind of you can kind of half see through it, and then I cut out holes where the stages are that you're allowed pick, so that between matches you just put the piece of paper over the screen, and that way people know exactly what stages they're allowed to pick, and they can still see where their reticle is when it goes behind the paper.
Okay, that's clever. Because there's like 115 stages or something.
Yeah, and they're only allowed to use like 6 of them. So,
Right.
so there's some mad tournament running skills if you ever want to do that.
That's a modern solution if I ever heard one.
So, Ty, you only brought up Dead by Daylight to talk about your sticky note solution? Okay.
Yes, and it works way better than like a piece of tape with like a marker on it because it leaves way less sticky residue.
That's what she said. So, what about the next game, the one that we both played together?
Well, we played a few Famicom games, right? And
I was going to talk about Murphy's Law.
Oh yeah,
probably better if Cyrus said that.
Yeah, we played that for quite a while.
Yeah.
Murphy's Law. Well, we saw Murphy's Law like I don't know, a year and a half ago, like
longer than that maybe.
But then this is like a re-release called Murphy's Law Remorphed.
Yeah, it's like a version 2 of the same game, just like a re-soft launch.
Right. So we didn't play the first one, so I can't really compare it, but like it looks nice, and seems to have a lot of features. So maybe some of those features weren't in the first version.
Yeah, so I wouldn't know.
So Cyrus, sorry, Ty.
Yeah.
What do you make of it? Murphy's Law.
It's fun.
Yeah. I call it like Splatoon mixed with Day of the Dead.
So this is the game that like every time you shoot someone, that part gets smaller or bigger or something, or
and you absorb the mass. So you start headshotting people, you start getting a huge dome. Or if you shoot, and they have different functions too. Like if you shoot somebody's feet or legs, yours get bigger, but you also move faster. If you shoot people in the chest, like you get a bigger health pool.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the legs thing one is cool because you get taller as well, don't you? And you can kind of like jump really high.
Right.
And then the smaller people can like they can hide in different places and go through different doors because they're smaller.
Exactly.
That's right.
They can go in like drain pipes and kind of go up the sides of buildings as well if you're small enough to fit in them.
This is for PC?
Yeah. No, it's for Switch.
For Switch.
Is it on PC as well? It might be on. I don't know. I don't think it is a Switch exclusive. It might be.
I mean, look.
Maybe it's PC and Switch.
Yeah, I remember when this game was announced so long ago, and then it had a really disastrous launch that just no one played it. So
yeah, maybe it was a little above the pay grade that people were expecting, but like they brought it down to like something like 700 yen or something in Japan at least. Like $7-8.
Oh yeah, it's on Steam right here.
Is it like $7-8 still, or?
I think it's 20.
Oh, okay. So yeah, maybe that was the original price that kind of put some people off. But yeah, it's fully featured and it has a lot of like cosmetics and stuff, doesn't it? Which I don't think you pay for with real money. It's all just like unlocks, right?
Yeah, it's like strictly in-game loot boxes.
Right, which are like those piñatas, right?
Yeah, they're piñatas, of course, because the whole game is like extremely like Mexico themed. And it's really charming actually. Like you have these like skeleton luchador looking dudes that shoot each other. And they're all playing these different instruments on like the waiting screen. And you can choose your instrument. And it's really cute. It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. I like that. Yeah, it's got a lot of charm to it.
Yeah, it's very, very colorful.
And even though you are shooting people in the face, it doesn't really, it's like Splatoon. It doesn't come off as like a violent game. It's just like, it's fun.
Yeah. So like I am charmed by the game. It's very cute. I would play it at length possibly. Oh yeah, we got some video here. Is this from our stream?
Yeah, this is our stream that we did. Yeah, if you want to watch the full stream, go to the YouTube channel. But yeah.
Can you fight those giant Lucador skeleton dudes in the background, or are they just background dressing?
They're part of the scenery. That's like your team's like mascot, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, your overlord, your totem, or what have you, and like some of the gameplay modes work around it.
Oh, this
Yeah,
is super
there are
unique.
different modes as well, right? Like some of them,
Yeah.
you're shooting those big models to, like, give yourself mass. But in other
Right.
ones, you're just only shooting each other, and then it gives mass to those big statues. So
Oh,
they
Yeah.
play different roles depending on the mode that you.
Yeah,
you're playing.
there were 4 different modes, and like some of them might be kind of familiar. Maybe like there's one that kind of struck me as being like the old CTF from GoldenEye, was it? Where you just there's just one flag, and
Yeah, it's like capture the head, wasn't it?
yeah, something like that.
Yeah. You have to carry this like big head to a certain place and stuff.
Yeah. So like what else
But
was there? Yeah, there's capture the giant head and they protect it. There was one to just like try to sustain having the largest mass for the longest time.
Right.
Yeah, and there was like the pseudo CTF. It's more like you're stealing mass from the other team's Titan and bringing it back to yours.
okay.
Yeah.
And like very similar to Splatoon, like at the end of the match, it's like it brings up the 2 statues, and then it kind of measures like who won, and then the other team, the loser team, the statue gets like exploded, kind of thing. Kind of like judge the cat kind of thing, at the end of a Splatoon match. So, but it's just it's very charming. Cinco de Mayo, Day of the Dead kind of look to it. It's great.
Yeah.
There weren't too many people playing though, right, Ty? That night that we played, like we got like a couple of Japanese people in, but
Yeah.
not always. So they actually put in bots if there's no one else playing. So I think we always had at least 1 or 2 bots on one of the teams, right?
Yeah. We had a couple of like random, clearly Japanese people that hopped on, but it didn't seem like a big player pool at all.
Right. Yeah. I was surprised to see any Japanese people, and I was quite impressed that there was more than 0 playing it.
Like team shooters in general are such a hard sell, not just for Japanese people, but like it must be so rough going into it because you need such a big player base for them to function at even a basic level. So I always feel for companies that really try these kind of games.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially when in a country like Japan where Splatoon is so clearly in the lead with the that kind of thing as well, right? Well, probably Fortnite as well with the kids.
Right.
Kids like Fortnite.
Kids love Fortnite, even in
Fortnite.
Japan.
All right then. Cool. So yeah, I'll move on to me last to talk about new business. Actually, I've been playing so many games; it's kind of ridiculous. Actually, I would call it like a Thai amount of games. When Thai comes in with like 56 little indie games that he's been playing.
Yeah.
I'm kind of there.
Right on.
So, well, before I talk about the little games, the big one that I've been playing is the Dragon Quest XI S. What's it called? Definitive Edition? I can't remember the full name. Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition EX Extreme Plus Alpha, or whatever it is.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it, right? So this is, obviously Dragon Quest XI's been out for like a year on PS4, right? In Japanese, and maybe earlier this year in English, right? And the Switch version was like almost like doomed to be like not good enough, but they actually have put in a lot of effort for this. Like the demo, which is really good, by the way, and everyone should probably download it just to try it out. It's incredibly long. It basically lets you play until you get like 4 people in your party, which could be upwards of like well, it took me about 7 hours, which is like probably the longest demo I've ever played. Is like a 7-hour demo. Like, holy shit!
Can you carry that progress forward into the full game?
Yes, you can. And
nice.
And it reminds you of that. The only thing that it doesn't allow you to do, which, I mean, it's basically the full game. You get the 7 hours of the full game. But the only thing it doesn't allow you to do is to switch on the 2D mode, which makes it look like a Super Nintendo game. Like, that's grayed out, but everything else is completely there. So, which is crazy because that's the Switch exclusive feature, right? Like because the Super Nintendo graphics, that was the 3DS game. and then the 3DS are the Super Nintendo graphics and this kind of very cutesy 3D graphics, right? And then the PS4 game was obviously this beautiful, epic 3D open world adventure, right? But they are the same game. That's the crazy thing. Like no matter which way you play it, it's the same story. It's the same content, the same areas, the same enemies. Everything is the same. It's just like the visuals are different, right? I know Danny had the 3DS one, and he said that it pretty much it's identical. It literally is identical. But like we were all kind of like fearing that like before, because this game was now so long ago, we thought that the Switch version would be like some shitty, it might look like the 3DS game, but it turns out it is like the PS4 game, and it looks beautiful. It's a beautiful looking game. The thing is, it does like remind you of like Breath of the Wild a lot of the times, because there's like these beautiful open vistas and all these like forests and everything and so much detail. But unlike Breath of the Wild, it's very restrictive of like where you can go, because this is an RPG, right? It's a JRPG. It's not a open world action adventure game, right? Like open world, it's not an open world game. So like just like a simple little rock face, you're like, oh yeah, I can climb that, because you got a jump button. I mean, you can't even jump some things that you could clearly jump over. Like there's a little fence, and you can't even jump over the fence. It's got like an invisible barrier above it, and it's like those kind of things are annoying. But the story is really good, and the way it like takes you through the game, like initially, because I'm a JRPG, like I'm a hater. I mean, go back, listen to all of the episodes. How many times I've said not said nice things about JRPGs, and I even got some comments on Twitter. It's like people are confused, like, why am I praising a JRPG on Twitter? And it's true. It is bizarre, but it's almost like one of these things, like a Pokemon game or like an Animal Crossing game. Like once is enough for me. Like I play one of these games once, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. That's it. I've experienced this kind of game, and I'm good for life. I
know you ain't talking smack about Animal Crossing right now. I'm just going to clarify that, right?
Like I played Animal Crossing on DS.
Yes.
And I played it for like maybe 2 years, two actual years, and then I began to see that that this is what this game is. There's no more to do in this game once you've done everything, and that was like enough for me. But we are actually now you mentioned Animal Crossing, like Animal Crossing is also reaching that point where it's like it's been that long that it's like, okay, maybe I am due to give it another shot. So like JRPGs, the last one I bought and owned was probably like either GBA, like what was it called? What was that?
Golden Sun.
Thank you. Golden Sun
that was a great game. Great game.
Or before that, it was Secret of Mana.
Another great game.
So in my lifetime, I played Secret of Mana, literally nothing, Golden Sun, literally nothing, and then Dragon Quest XI.
Well, like how many JRPGs that like came out in Europe?
Yeah,
like none.
That was the only one. Yeah, that's right. You probably saw my snarky tweet about people ranking Final Fantasy games. It's like I just ranked them like the first 6 Final Fantasy games were not released in Europe. End of ranking. True story, by the way.
Yes.
Chad might be surprised to hear that. I often mention, this is one of the stories that I tell often, how there's only like 2 RPGs ever released in Europe.
Yeah, this should be on that drinking game sheet we have. It should be.
Yeah, I should add that actually. Yeah,
never released in Europe, mate.
Never released in Europe, right.
I had this weird scenario where a lot of games were released in Japan, because we have a large Asian ethnicity in Hawaii, right? So a lot of games that get released in Japan that are only released in Japan also get released in Hawaii, because a lot of game stores that were like started up in Hawaii are owned by Japanese people, so they would often get Japanese imports. So like for instance, Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3 normally came to Hawaii, but in Japanese, obviously.
Right. Nice. Yeah, that's cool. So there was something about this game something that hit me, just some cortex in my brain is like, I like this. This is fun. It looks nice. It's got a great, interesting story. I like the characters. It's not too overwhelming. Like I can handle it. I know, what to do. There's nothing like, I'm not like I'm forced to like grind and like do shitty JRPG things that I don't like. And just having fun. And I just had a lot of fun with it. The first 7 hours. I'm like, holy shit, I could end up buying Dragon Quest 11. And if you'd asked me that, like 2 years ago, I never would have thought that would be the case. So yeah, I would urge anyone to play that demo. It's a fantastic demo, and it's a no-brainer. You get 7 hours of Dragon Quest for free, and you can go straight into the main game. It's almost like even if you're planning on buying it, you might as well do it, right? Because it's like you can just get the first 7 hours of it out the way, and then when the game comes out, you just continue, right? Because there's a lot of games coming out this month, right? Like a lot of games.
Yeah.
So
yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say go ahead. Okay.
Yeah.
We go ahead at each other. And then on top of that, I've been playing like a shit ton of like little indie games, like codes that we've been sent from various publishers. And
and you've been doing the streams.
Yeah. Like calling it the Summer of Streams on the Famicast YouTube, well, Twitch and then YouTube later. Our patrons get them like earlier and stuff, but like so many games I don't want to list all of them, but we have a page on our website which with links to all of these streams, a little kind of brief description of what these games are. So I'll just pick like a couple out, like maybe my favorites. I thought Toki, Toki, which is like a remake of this like old arcade game where he plays like a monkey, a gorilla guy. It's like a guy who gets sent into a gorilla, but it's based on like a 80s like coin-op like arcade game. And it's really beautiful. It's like almost like Cuphead levels of like artistic design. It's really, really beautifully done. Like the animation is just outstanding, but it's also incredibly fucking hard. Like this is like a one-hit kill. This is like true old style arcade. It's like one hit dead. Go back to the checkpoint. It does have checkpoints. You don't go back to the beginning of the stage.
All right, this is the game with the weird looking monkey.
Yeah. It's like, well, I guess it's like a platform shooter because you're shooting like pellets out your mouth and stuff.
Yeah, and like as fast as you can hit the button. So I'm getting like a Ghosts and Goblins kind of vibe here.
Yeah,
or is it Ghouls and Ghosts?
Ghouls and Ghosts. Yeah. You are actually on the right track with that. It's that kind of hard as well. Right. I'll just splash a bit of footage on the screen so people watching can see which game I'm talking about here. So yeah, it's like weird big-headed ape guy.
Yeah, I think it was his design that kind of put me off this game. I'm just like, I'm never gonna play this.
Yeah.
It does look like the original game, like just drawn over it.
Yeah, I think it is. I don't think they've added anything or taken it away. It's just redrawn all the sprites basically.
Yeah.
There are a few like janky stuff to it where it's like, well, this is kind of not good level design. You're kind of dying unnecessarily. But yeah, I managed to get maybe a few levels into it just by sheer determination because it's a fucking hard game.
I do like how goofy this is. Like, it's a game that's just like, whatever, it's an ape. He shoots stuff out of his mouth. Now he's underwater. He's got flippers and goggles on. Just roll with it.
Right. 1989, baby. Yeah. We do what we want.
You get it. The other one, well, actually, probably Ty would remember this game. I think you played this on PC a few years ago.
Oh, it hit me. What you playing?
Do you remember this game, Ty?
Oh, I was in the stream when Ty was playing this.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, this is Tiny Metal. This is Tiny Metal Full Metal Rumble, which is a sequel, like an update. It is a sequel. So it's got new features and stuff. You can move the there's a lot more flexibility with the camera. Like before, it was quite restrictive about what you could do. You can spin it around, you can zoom in, you can do anything you want now. And they've got a more open world map where you can kind of fly this little helicopter around and choose where you want to go next. See if I can find this bit here. So this is the world map. You can actually fly this little helicopter almost like Desert Strike, if you remember that game.
Yeah, dude.
And choose your next mission. And you can actually find hidden power-ups on this map as well, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that was Tiny Metal, Full Metal Rumble. And okay, maybe one more. This is like, we got like a ton of like very, pixel art cutesy games. I almost like ran out of words to like describe these games because there were so many where I felt like I was describing the same game after a while. It's another pixel art, cutesy game on Switch. But I really like this one. This is called Warlock's Tower. And it's basically looks like a Game Boy game.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is the one thing that like every other game I saw you play was just like generic pixel art, but this has a Game Boy aesthetic, which is something unique.
But they get the music right and the animation right and the feel very like accurate for a Game Boy game. And I really appreciate that. Basically, it's like a puzzle game where you have to like go to the exit, but you're limited out how many steps you can take. Like if you see the number in the top left, it says 3, right? You can take 3 steps, and then you have to find one of those icons before you can walk again. So like 3 gives you 3 more steps, 5 gives you 5 more steps, and it gets really, really complicated because like you have to get to the door without I just died because I took too many steps.
I see.
So it's pretty clever, and it's a lot of fun. It's like super easy just to like grind through a few levels and come back to it later. It's a lot of fun. That's Warlock's. I've already forgotten the name. Warlock's Tower.
Yeah.
But there you go. That's new business. If you want to see the other 13 games I played this month, swing by the YouTube channel. I made a playlist, Summer of Streams playlist.
Right on.
All right then, boys. Let's move on to a little bit of what we call Now Playing on the Famicast Deck Cam. So Now Playing, this is where we talk about what's going on the website and stuff like that.
That's true.
Yeah, sure enough.
Let me just find out what we're actually doing. Okay, so this month, Ty's got something exciting.
Oh, yeah. So our series, The Games That Made Us, where we dredge up our childhood. And, oh boy. So I'm going to do mine.
Ty, his formative years are going to be censored.
It's going to be wild. Let me tell you about tape drives.
Safe search on, safe search off. Yeah, so Ty's The Games That Made Us, his episode is coming live for our Tier 2 patrons this month. And while we're on the subject of patron stuff, we have a super cool, exclusive, patron exclusive episode. We're doing another episode of, oh man, I should have pasted the whole name of this show in because I always forget what it's actually called. It's the nickname is Super Challenge. It's our quiz show podcast where we challenge each other on video game trivia. So we're gonna have like 4 quizzes where we challenge each other, and we're gonna have a special guest on this one. We're gonna have J Dubs, which our patrons know. He runs the ALT Insider podcast, altinsider.com. And he's quite big in the speedrunning community, and he's going to do a quiz all about speedrunning. So that should be interesting.
Oh.
So yeah, if you want to listen to that, be sure to join our Patreon. Tier 2 and above gets exclusive podcast every month. Good times.
What a deal!
Thank you. Right. Chad's going to sign up right after this show for the low price of only $3. Other stuff, like I said, Summer of Streams, check the website or check the YouTube channel, the playlist. You can watch all the videos for the Summer of Streams. We also have some Astral Chain gameplay going up. None of us actually bought Astral Chain. But,
that's also on my Christmas list because it looks super good. I am hyped for that game.
I know it's shown up on Scrub Quotes, but none of us have actually bought it yet. It does look good. But yeah, one of our patrons, he actually helped us out with footage, so we got some nice Astral Chain footage on the YouTube channel as well. So check that out. All of this and more on the Famicast.com. .com. All right, boys. You know what time it is.
Ooh.
Chad might not know what time it is, but it's time for the Japa-news, boys.
Japa-news.
I like it. Chad went with it.
Yeah.
Most of our special guests just kind of like turn off their computer at that point.
I have to go. My house is on fire.
Right then, so time for talks in Japanese. I think the first one is for Cyrus.
Yeah, I like the heading for this on our document is Pokemon Masters is out. Is it good, Sai? I'm not sure I approved that you just assumed that I would play this game,
hmm
but I did, and it's not very good.
So people are complaining, like, young people who are not used to spending money on video games, are complaining about the IAPs on this game. Are they like atrocious?
It's so I was really shocked by how they've put the IAPs in-app purchases into this game. Is that so? The usual way you've got like premium currency, which you can sort of just call it gems,
Right.
and you use gems, like 300 gems. You can do a random loot box summon, and you'll get a random character out of it. And but so you can earn those through the gameplay, and it's really really slow earning them. Like the speed at which you get them is probably one of the slowest I've played of these games compared to how much it costs to buy things. And but what really shocked me is that you can buy them with real money, so you can get them free, you can buy them with real money, but they are kept separate. So you have free gems and paid gems.
Oh.
And you can buy most things with a combination of the two. So you can buy like a regular summon will be 300 gems. It doesn't care if those are paid, it doesn't care if they're free. You can just pay, you can buy them. But the special launch event was like if you spend 3,000 gems, you'll get 10 summons and you'll get a guaranteed top tier fighter out of it. But you can only get that with paid gems. So
okay. So it forces you to pay if you want certain characters.
It forces you to pay if you want to get that good, like, guaranteed character.
That good shit.
Which is like, and then it has every day, there's like a daily draw where you can get like a discounted, it only costs 100 gems to get a summon, but that costs, you can only use paid gems for that. So I've heard of that before where they split the paid gems and free gems, but the fact that the special thanks for joining our game and playing it for the first time, that is only accessible by paying for it, that's a bit weird and sets off all sorts of alarm bells for how this is going to go going forward.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
Well, listen, guys, Nintendo's really hurting on cash, especially Pokemon. So check out your wallets and help them out. Help a brother out.
Yeah.
Did I also hear that the creators of this game, Cyrus, they do you know who makes this game? Cyrus?
Your audio cut out there for a second. You might want to repeat that.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I said, do you know who makes this game? You can't hear me?
I'm gonna turn off my camera.
Wow.
Ty, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you crystal clear.
I heard.
Oh, I'm having some serious audio errors here. Could you repeat that? I apologize.
Who makes this game?
Demo makes this game, so it's like licensed by Nintendo but made by Demo. I think it's the. Remember there was.
It's not DNA.
I don't think it's DNA. It might be, but it might.
So I heard there was some conflict between like what Demo, how they want to monetize it and how Nintendo wants to monetize it. Because Nintendo doesn't want to piss people off. They don't want to have these like awful IAPs that like make their children use their parents' credit card and run up bills. But then the developers do want to do that.
And you are correct. This was DNA made this.
Okay, yeah. I thought Demo sounded a bit weird. Isn't that music game?
Yeah. It is. They spelled their name DENA.
Right,
so,
right,
like, right. I just slammed my button through that like credits screen at the start. So
same thing. Innit?
But I could imagine Nintendo being cagey about this. But this isn't the first gacha game the Pokemon have released. Like, they all have microtransactions. Even Pokemon Shuffle had a ton of microtransactions in it. So,
yeah, it's all bullshit.
It does have a neat thing where you can when it starts up, it's like it has a pop-up saying you can limit how much you're allowed to spend on this a month. and
Jeez.
there's like a parental limit that you can just turn on, and it'll prevent you buying stuff beyond that, or at least warn you when you've gone over your allowance.
Hey kids, do you want to turn on this limiter? Yes or no? No,
Yeah.
no is really big and yes is really small.
Up in the right corner where you can't see it.
Right. And it moves if you try and push it.
Yeah, so this is a game for the money, by the money. It's like it's high production value,
you've got
but
to
at
use the
what
word.
cost? That's the game.
Cyrus, you've got to use the word from the Famicast drinking game.
So
It's-
don't buy it. Don't play it.
It's
bad.
awful.
Yeah. I'm still playing it. Like I said, I'm going to go through the story mode, and I'll get to the end of the free content they have at launch, and I'll make a second judgment then, but it's not looking like that's going to change.
All right then. Ty, you like mobile games and Mario Kart, right?
Yeah.
Both
Why
of
do you-
those things.
Why do you read the next one out?
You can pre-order Mario Kart Tour, a free app. Comes out on the 25th. So pre-order your free app
Right.
in
Yeah,
case
gotta-
they run out of
Yeah.
bytes.
That's right.
Side
yeah.
note,
Right?
I pre-ordered Pokemon Master.
Uh,
So yeah, me and Chad were talking about this before the show. Like, what is the point of like? It's not pre-ordering, is it? What is it?
Registering.
Registering.
Yeah.
What is the point of that? Literally, no point in doing that, right?
It's just so that they can get a double batch of first curious signups, where it's like when a new app releases in the store, you go, oh, a new app. It gets a big advertising push, and you're like, I'll try it out. But with pre-registering, they can advertise, oh, pre-register is up. People sign up, and then some of those might have forgotten in a few weeks. Like,
Right,
oh, I
right,
forgot
right.
about that game. So it's just
It's
a
so far in
double
advance,
advertising push. That,
Right. It's like 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks before release. It's like fucking hell. Anyway, yeah, it comes out on the 25th. Talking about terrible Nintendo mobile games, more babies in Dr. Mario World.
I hate everything about that sentence.
I know, right? I put it in there especially for Ty. But Ty is more interested in the next one.
Hell yeah.
Actually, yeah, Ty, you actually linked me up to this one.
I did. Okay, so around Japan, there's been pictures of the DLC card display in, was it 7-Eleven?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was some convenient.
It was either that or Family Mart. But yeah, in the 7-Elevens, there's Banjo is on the prepaid card display, and it says "coming soon." And yeah, when those went up, and it had a hero from Dragon Quest on it, like hero came out like shortly thereafter. And if you go and do the math, if it comes out at the same pace, that means Banjo is going to be out around the 10th or the 11th. You know, in case you have like a corkboard chart with strings and stuff
Right.
set up in your room, it's going to point towards Banjo coming out around the 10th or 11th.
Well,
That makes sense.
all signs point to a Nintendo Direct, like in the next couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, 10th
So-
and 11th, that's during TGS, isn't it?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they wouldn't do a Direct during
So
TGS.
Banjo is confirmed for a TGS attendee exclusive.
Right.
Right.
I could see them doing it just before or just after, but
Yeah, maybe day before. Yeah, I can see it.
I'd say probably after, because they don't want to kill their attendance. A lot of dopes won't go then. Like they might have it like playable on the show floor and then available soon after.
Oh, like indie games, you mean? Cyrus, can Cyrus not hear anything I'm saying? I don't think he can. Cyrus, hello.
No, my audio completely cut out. I'm gonna disconnect and come back. I'll be back. in a
Okay.
second.
I just
I
want to
guess
add.
they
to
could. Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to add to the Banjo thing. I mean, was it? I don't know, not last year, but the year before that, when Persona 5 came out on the PS4 and everything, they released that on the second day of Tokyo Game Show, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
Ah.
wow. Like the
So I
game
wonder-
released during TGS.
Yes, it did.
Wow.
So I'm wondering if maybe that's like their thing. They're gonna like maybe have like a big screen to like show off something. I don't know, but like I could definitely see that happening during TGS. I'm not against them not doing it.
Yeah, available now. Right?
Go on,
Well,
get
yeah.
here, go play.
Nintendo doesn't really care too much about TGS. I mean, they let I mean, they sponsor the indie bit, right? And they let them use their logos and stuff like that. But Nintendo themselves never go.
Does anyone recall when the last time Nintendo actually made an appearance at TGS?
I don't think they have ever. I mean,
at least not in like the last 10 years that I remember.
No, 2020. I think because before that they had the Space World thing, which is kind of like replaced TGS for them.
Yeah,
right.
But then they stopped doing that, and they occasionally do some events, like they do some Nintendo events from time to time. Ironically, in the same places where Tokyo Game Show is held, but they never do it at the same time, which is weird. But anyway. So next one. Well, yeah, might as well continue with the Smash talk. So, well, yeah. So, Ty, just keep going.
Oh yeah.
Keep going.
I mean, we chatted this up in our secret Illuminati chat,
right?
For sure. So, apparently on Nintendo Europe's page, they put a little copyright SNK on the mystery 4th DLC characters page. Oof, big oof.
Oops.
Whoopsie doodle. Yeah, those Europe guys, they leak a lot of stuff, don't they?
Accidentally, but yeah.
Yeah. So, if I can refer you to my cork board. Right. So, if it's an SNK character, okay, like a lot of guys who have previously leaked stuff, they're just saying, yeah, it's Terry Bogard. It's got to be Terry Bogard. Right.
Isn't he too much like Ken or whatever?
No, he doesn't play like Ken at all.
You're thinking of Ryu.
He looks... All right, so... Let's see, what does Terry have? He has like a ground fireball. He has a rising tackle. It's like a corkscrew kick straight
I'm sorry,
up.
what's his attack sound like? Can you give me a reference point?
And he has like the little flip kick thing. He says crack shoot, I think.
Crack shoot.
And
He's like, bow rocket or something like that.
Oh, yeah. In his infamous Englishy voice.
Yes.
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Yeah, you can do it. You nailed it.
That voice is too manly. You gotta make it a bit more feminine these days. We're talking about the Switch here.
There you go.
They really just got a random guy, like a programmer, and said, "Hey, Takeshi, you can speak English, right?"
Went, okay.
Right?
Are you okay?
And now it's iconic. Really. So. Yeah, although in the chat we were talking about other potential SNK characters it might be, like the Metal Slug Boys. I
still really do hope it is Metal Slug. That would be fun. Like, I want a nice chunky Metal Slug style character. So
when you select them, it just says Metal Slug.
Well, there's like 20 playable Metal Slug characters, and they all have names. Like, they're real characters.
I would say there's like 4 core Metal Slug characters.
Well, there was a bunch of later games. Like, there's this one who's a big fan of the Mars people, and she cosplays as an alien, and there's like
That's great.
Loads of characters.
It might be like a Koopa Kid situation going on.
Yeah.
Or 8 in 1.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Right. I had kind of convinced myself of Nakaruru because she's super popular. She hasn't been a guest character in anything else yet, and it ties in with Samurai Showdown, which is coming out soon on Switch. And she has all the mobility tools she needs for Smash Brothers already.
Yeah, she'd almost be like a almost kind of like Ice Climbers, like a 2-in-1 character where you can do cool stuff.
Right, yeah, you get the bird.
Yeah.
No, they already have that. Duck Hunt.
I thought you were gonna say Banjo.
Oh, right, yeah.
Man, there's a lot of characters with birds on their
bird duos, right? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The
Joker,
bird is the word. Yeah. But there's like a huge pool of SNK characters, and they got a lot of cool popular games that small children have never heard of.
Yeah, unless you grow up in Mexico or somewhere in America.
Right? Yo, Mexico.
Oh, while we're on Smash, actually, Adam Conforti in the chat, I just put his comment on screen. Just reminded me, I forgot to put this in news, but there was the Switch carry case leak, which was it was actually an official carry case by Nintendo and Blizzard, right?
Yeah.
and it got like ripped down from Amazon within seconds of it going up. So yeah, that's another thing. I mean,
PR
it's not.
slipping.
Yeah, it's not like necessarily. I mean, Adam suggests Tracer could be in from Overwatch, might be in Smash, but it might not be just that. It might be just literally Overwatch is coming to Switch, which is great. But that doesn't necessarily mean an Overwatch character is then going to Smash. That's like another leap.
Right.
Maybe taking too many leaps.
Yeah.
But you know, it's not off the table either. They like to do those tie-ins. You know,
I mean,
money
yeah, that would be good.
money talks.
I mean, they're trying to get into like Korea and China, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's a good plan.
So that means
yeah.
Diva or May confirmed.
So yeah, I think that's all the Smash chat we got. Don't think there's anything else Smash related.
For now.
For now. Next up, who likes Konami?
Sometimes.
When they're
It's like-
nice to me.
Yeah, when they're nice
So-
to me.
Konami put out a bunch of weird statements recently. They had some guy. They interviewed some guy from Konami, and he said he loves the Switch. It's a great console, and he likes playing it all the time. But we have no plans to release anything on Switch.
Oh, right. Their new announcements correspond directly with gambling laws about
Right.
patch slot machines.
Exactly. And so yeah, what Ty just mentioned was related to the next statement, which was that they're now going to push more towards globally known IPs for consoles. It's like, oh, all of a sudden, pachinko machines are not good enough for them. They're going to go back to the console game, which is what everyone wanted, right?
Right.
So I don't know, fuck Konami, but also that's a good thing. So,
I wonder if they're
don't
going
know.
to try to hire back all that talent they lost.
Well,
Right.
I don't want to ruin your hopes for the death of Konami, but when I was in Yokohama last weekend, they were building a brand spanking new huge skyscraper that had the Konami logo on it. So I don't think they're hurt. I don't think they're hurting quite yet.
Yeah, that gym business is never going to go away, right? Patchy slot and sports gyms, they're doing well.
Right. Looking
Uh,
forward to the new Rumble Roses.
Yeah, keep dreaming, Ty.
Uh,
Well, I don't know, Ty. A lot of your dreams have come true, so you never know.
that's right. Yeah, they're going to show Outbreak 3 at TGS.
Yeah.
Probably. Potentially.
That's
That
right.
was like the next game I was pulling for after Killer Instinct's 17-year hiatus.
Right.
Yeah.
Next one is pretty exciting. I don't know if anyone else other than me has actually heard about this one, but there was a game on Wii U that was announced called 90s Arcade Racer, and it was
Yeah.
like, wow, this game looks amazing. It basically was like Daytona and Sega Rally, all those games that I want to come back. I don't give a shit about FX Racer or whatever it's called. I mean, I have no kind of emotional attachment to that game, which did get released on Switch, right? But Daytona, Sega Rally, love those games. Want those games to come back. This game was pretty much that.
Okay.
But it just disappeared off the face of the earth. And it was like a Kickstarter back game, and I think it was successful, but then it just disappeared. And I think it was NIS. I think it was NIS America who took over that game. Could be wrong, but like they kind of like joked about it coming back, but it hadn't been mentioned for like literally 4 years, and they just kind of like kept the cash and ran with it. And it was kind of this really weird, crappy situation. But then all of a sudden, they just sent out a tweet. Boom! It's coming back. It's now been renamed to 90s Super GP. I like 90s Arcade Racer better, but whatever. But it's back, and it's now going to have online play, which it didn't have in the original version. So yeah,
Nice.
it's alive and well, and it's coming, and it's better than ever. So that's exciting.
Yeah. I'm looking at it now. It's got that Daytona flavor. Let's go.
Look out for the settings screen with like a massive Wii U gamepad on it.
Oh yeah.
Rip in peace.
What was that in Phoenix Wright recently? Had in the French localization when they put it onto Switch, it still mentions Wiimotes in it.
Ah,
Because they,
Oh,
they
really?
just didn't update the translations at all.
Yeah,
oops.
Bloodstain was also Wii U, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
That
it was. Yeah, that's right.
Bloodstain, maybe Ukulele as well. A whole
Mm.
bunch of games that were Wii U bound. Okay, next up, just a question to you all. Link's Awakening comes out on the 20th, which is like 17 days away at the time of recording. Who's getting it? I am.
Maybe.
Stick it on my Christmas list.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it like, it's not my immediate game, but I definitely want it.
Yeah, because it comes out within a week of Dragon Quest 11, which is pretty crazy, right? Like in Japan. I mean, Japanese people, I mean, Dragon Quest is obviously going to win, right?
Hmm.
I think it's going to do gangbusters on Switch here in Japan. But in the West, it's probably going to be Link's Awakening who sells more, right? But it is crazy. I mean, I'm like I said earlier, I'm interested in both. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably end up getting Link's Awakening and then just like getting Dragon Quest at a later date. But yeah,
I think
exciting.
both of these games are pretty safe because they're evergreen titles. People will never
Yeah.
stop buying these games.
That's
so
true.
It doesn't really matter when they release.
But you got Astral Train and Link's Awakening and Dragon Quest coming out in the same month is pretty mental. And then like maybe just a week or so after that, there's like Luigi's Mansion 3 coming out. It's like it's crazy. Spread these games out. What are they doing? What's next? This is for Cyrus.
Oh, gimme.
Unless he doesn't have the agenda open.
I may have closed it when I restarted my laptop.
It's the Mega Man Zero / ZX Legacy Collection.
Fuck these games. They got great music, but I hate playing them.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I like Mega Man X. I love that game, and ZX. I was like, oh, cool. I'll try this. So I tried out a bunch of this series on their original consoles, and I think it was like GBA or DS or something. Can't remember.
Yeah.
And I just really didn't like them. The flow of gameplay never clicked with me. So I'll be skipping this one.
Yeah, I had a friend that really liked these games. I mean, they do have their fans.
So the DS games, apparently they're going to incorporate the lower screen stuff with like a flick of the right stick or something like that. It's going to bring up the lower screen, something like that. People are playing it at PAX, like right now. Unless is PAX finished? I can't remember.
Yes.
Yeah, PAX. Yeah, so people were playing it at PAX. Yeah, and they were playing it on Switch as well. And apparently it runs pretty good. Another one. This is exciting for somebody who's a member of the Famicast, kind of extraneously related to the Famicast, but has never been on the Famicast, and that's our intern Michael. He really, really loves La Mulana 2, and he actually reviewed it, the Japanese version. Previewed it because the Japanese version on Switch, and he really, really loves La Mulana. And he's been holding out for this English release, which never came around. It's been ages and ages and ages. And they just now really announced that La Mulana 1 and 2, they're going to do both together, are going to be released in English in the West. So yeah, Michael is over the moon, and he's going to play the shit out of those games. In case you don't know, they're these kind of like, Metroidvania, like, but super hard, like, everything kills you kind of games. Oh, Chad's nodding his head. Are you a fan of La Mulana?
Actually, it's funny because Nine actually was the one who worked on the Kickstarter for the second one at his previous job that he was on. So you probably know a lot more about this than I would. But I definitely am a fan of those kind of games, though.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll be at TGS. Maybe.
Possibly.
Next one. Ty, are you like Banjo-Kazooie?
Yeah. Yeah, Luke, ukulele, which is not Banjo-Kazooie. I mean, it's a spiritual successor, I suppose. And the Impossible Lair arrives on Switch October 8th.
This is a spin-off game from Brawlout, isn't it?
Right. Finally, they've got their own game.
Yeah.
So this is like more like Donkey Kong Country Returns, right? Like rather than Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh, is it a 2D game?
It's like it's like Donkey Kong Country Returns. It's like a 2D,
2.5D.
3.5D. There you go.
I've never played Donkey Kong Country Returns.
I looked at a gameplay clip of this, and I hated it. It's like it has all the worst sins of a 2.5D game, where everything is just rendered the same. So your character looks the same quality as the backgrounds.
Yeah.
And it's really unclear what you're able to jump on and what you're able to pass through. And like
okay.
immediately when I watched the trailer, I was like, I would never play this because that would bug me way too much.
Is that the Gianna Sisters, that game I played like earlier
Yeah.
this year? It's kind of like that, right? Like, you know, you don't know what the foreground and background are. Yeah,
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
weird. Yeah, I mean, it's like high quality, but there's something wrong about it.
And there's
Yeah.
so many like this was a problem that was solved literally decades ago, where you just kind of you change the like the brightness or the contrast on the background assets so that your character and everything you can step on pops out slightly visually from the background. And it's so easy to do. It's like it's not even a problem, but this game still has it for some reason.
Right. Yeah, Tropical Freeze is probably the better game to buy on Switch. That's a great Donkey Kong Country game. There's another game which is like really similar because we're talking about these kind of games now. It's like a Tarzan looking guy, and like I watched this. I can't remember what the name is, but it's such a rip off of Donkey Kong Country Returns. I couldn't quite believe it. Like the moves, the animations, like even the levels look like they'd actually copy and pasted them from Donkey Kong Country Returns. It's kind of shocking. There's like, you know, two of these games coming out around about the same time. It's kind of weird. Good luck to them. And then lastly, well, I don't think anyone other than Danny bought Doom 1 and 2 on Switch. Did anyone buy it other than him?
These are the classic games, right? And not the modern ones?
Yeah, the classic Doom. So they're getting some performance patches on Switch, and they're removing the Bethesda login.
Right.
Jeez.
So yeah.
Imagine needing a performance patch on a 30-year-old game.
Right. Apparently there was some like desynchronization with the music or something like that. Like the music was like not quite programmed correctly.
Oh, so, that's the weirdest thing in the world, because I mean, like the game is literally open source.
Yeah, right. Like it's famous. You could play this on your toaster.
Yeah. Right? If it has an LCD screen on it, you almost certainly can.
So yeah, maybe Bethesda kind of phoned it in on that one. I don't know.
What was also interesting about that Doom news was the Doom 64 was rated in Australia recently.
Yeah.
Oh, wild.
Well remembered.
Yeah. So that's a cool, like, I would totally buy Doom 64 if that was released on Switch, because that's a rare gem.
Is that the best version of Doom 1? Is it Doom 1?
No, it's an original game.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
With like original art assets and everything.
That was the thing that I loved, is like they totally redid all the monsters and everything, so they looked new, and it was a weird take on all of them. Like,
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if you've never played Doom 64, check it out. It's kind of unique and wild.
I played it once on like a store kiosk display in a toy store.
The best way to play it. Yeah.
I played through it in the 90s. I don't remember it super well, but I remember the coverage in Nintendo Power on that game before it came out. Like, something crazy happened during the development of that game where they were doing like some really wild stuff, and like it all got scrapped. There's like screenshots where they're working on like some kind of Egyptian motif, and like that all got scrapped, and they went like all like sci-fi space station and hell, like the other games.
Nice.
But it's still like all like original art and stuff, so it's kind of really interesting.
Doom in Egypt. I'd actually kind of like to see that. Going inside a pyramid.
Yeah. If you want to check out those old magazines, it's wild. I bet the website Cutting Room Floor has some stuff on it.
Oh man, that's crazy. Speaking of the kiosk, I'll just touch back on that for a quick second. I will never forget the first time I was in Toys R Us, and there was a N64 kiosk there, and they were playing Mario 64, and I saw it for the first time, like all like wide anime like eyes, like whoa, look at these graphics. You know, it's like he's running around. Looks like a movie. It's happening in front of me.
I had the same experience. Was that like an imported Japanese one? Because it came out in Japan first, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that's the same. Exactly the same thing happened to me.
I had the same
Europe
feeling.
got it like 2 years later, I think.
I had the same feeling when I saw the Mario Bros. Movie for the first time.
Classic.
Get those plumbers.
Oh, did you see that deleted scene that they uncovered?
No.
That was
What?
crazy,
Oh
right?
no! What happened?
Check
Did
it
Mario say a swear word?
out. More like just deleted because I don't know that movie is a fucking mess. That kind of deleted, not because it's bad or anything. Yeah. Anyway, check it out. Okay, so that's enough Japa-news. We're now going to move on to our final and super special segment called TGS 2019 Hype Bullet Train.
I get it because bullet trains are Japanese.
That's right. Do you
Uh,
remember what it's called in Japanese, Cyrus?
It's like Seishun Chihachikipu or something.
They say Japanese he never leaves you.
You
So
Shinkan say that again.
Bah.
Amazing. So yeah, I thought we'd just run down a few games. I mean, the whole list of games that is going to be shown at TGS. I mean, there's a whole bunch of games that's been announced to be shown, but that's basically like 20% of what actually is going to be shown, because we never know. I mean, let's just start with the Capcom stuff, for example. So, Ty, you kind of already mentioned it earlier,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah.
what was it actually teased at? It was called like Resident Out. It wasn't actually Outbreak, was it? It was called Project Resistance.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know if anybody has any idea what it actually is, but I don't know. I think somebody said maybe it's Outbreak, and I just kind of clung to it.
No, it absolutely is. I mean, there was a few like like how YouTube now, when you mouse over the thumbnail and it'll kind of give you like a few like snippets of the movie, right? It's
Right.
like somebody managed to grab a few stills of that. Like maybe Capcom kind of accidentally uploaded something and had it
Okay.
on unlisted or whatever it was, but they managed to snap a few screenshots from the thumbnail, and it very much does look like Outbreak.
All right. I'm gonna check that out in like 30 seconds here.
It's like
This is,
pre-rendered stuff. It's like lots of regular folk, which is
Yeah,
like what
okay.
Outbreak is all about, right?
Right.
Yeah,
So
it looks like I'm looking at them now. It looks very American, standard like college
Yeah.
students.
So I would consider myself an Outbreak expert. I'm gonna have a look at these screenshots right now.
So this is pretty much. Is it Outbreak 3, right?
Let
Because
let me
Outbreak
look.
2 was a thing, right?
Yeah. So there's Outbreak and there's Outbreak File 2. It was basically this same game but a new set of levels.
But it's probably going to be called something different, like Project Outbreak or something like that, Umbrella Outbreak or some bullshit, right?
We'll see. Let me look at these screenshots and I can tell you if it's
I
from the
posted
first
them
two
into the
Outbreaks.
Fama chatting, so
Right. Okay. Let me figure out what tab that is.
So anyway, Capcom also have another unannounced game, which is a Switch game, to be revealed at the show as well. So that's exciting. We'll have to find out Famicast Illuminati, Matt
Yeah.
Walker, find our good pal, see if he can give us some insider info and
Oh
play.
yeah. Tell us the corporate secrets.
Yeah, tells us.
Right.
Yeah, I
These
actually
are
don't know
all
who's going to be there.
these are all new characters.
Okay.
They were
in
not
Outbreak 3.
Like regular folk, right?
right. Yeah, and
Maybe it's actually like what was that other team-based shooter that came out a while back?
Operation Raccoon City. I
Raccoon
think.
City.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe this is the sequel.
And I think Matt Walker actually worked on that one as well. So let's not say too many bad things about it.
I wanted to like that game. Like it sounds fun. It's just like, eh.
Yeah, I was so hyped for it until it came out.
Shh, keep it on the DL.
All right.
So yeah, anyway, let's move on. So next one, Gunvolt Chronicles, Luminous Avenger IX, from our
Yeah.
friends at Inti Creates, friends of the show. So I guess this is a sequel to their Gunvolt game, right?
Yeah,
Which,
I've played all the Gunvolts. They're real good. So I'll probably pick this one up. I've
got some-
played actually at all the previous TGSs. I have played all the various Gunvolts before they came out.
Really?
So this is the first Gunvolt I have not gotten to play at TGS.
Chad, you got some good friends at Inti Creates?
I do. I'm actually good friends with Matt Papa, and little known fact, I don't think a lot of people are aware of that he used to be a J vlogger in Japan. So whenever I meet him, I'm like, "When's the next episode coming out about your life in Japan, man?"
Nice. So the other one is Disaster Report 4 Plus Summer Memories. I believe this is already out on PS4, but this is like Nintendo Switch version. So does anyone play any Disaster Report games?
Is that
Never.
the game where life is going to heck and you gotta like not die? I know
Yeah.
this sounds so vague, but it just something like tsunamis are coming. I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
what is this
exactly.
game?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like surviving an earthquake or whatever. Surviving various natural disasters.
Surviving
Very
earthquake.
Japanese.
That's me every day in Japan.
Yo.
Like this game was
Right.
it was originally scheduled to come out just before that big earthquake recently enough in Japan, and they had to pause it because we're like,
Right.
we can't release this right now.
Ooh.
So it's quite an old game technically,
Yeah.
but it's releasing now on
Released in
Switch.
2018 for PS4.
Next up to some Koei Tecmo stuff, we got Monster Farm. It's called Monster Rancher in English. Anyone
Is
played
this
those?
actually a Monster
Isn't that-
Rancher game?
Yeah,
Is
it's
that the one with
I think it's the first one.
Huh.
That's
getting
the
a
one where, like, you
remake
put
on
the
Switch.
CDs in, right? And you can like get new monsters or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's called
Yeah.
Monster Farm in Japanese.
Yeah, I remember that game.
But
Fun-
can you slap in random CDs from around the house and have it generate you a monster?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Or
Fun
MP3
fact,
on the SD card.
I used to watch this anime, but it was dubbed into Irish, so I watched it with like Irish voices and like English
Nice.
subtitles.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. It was because like the Irish TV channel we have here couldn't afford Pokemon and things, so they just got like the bottom shelf.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
The Poverty Channel.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yes, poverty anime. Let's go.
This next one, Romance of the Three Kingdoms 14.
Yeah, that's a big Roman numeral right there.
I believe this reminds me of a story Danny told. Like this was like when the Wii U, like before the Wii U came out. It was like they had a few like Wii U units at TGS. You know, obviously, like we said, Nintendo don't go to TGS, but they had like a Wii U unit, and only the games that you could play there were like really Japanesey games that we're not interested in. And one of them was this, and Danny said he queued up for like 45 minutes because it was like super popular. This Romance of Three Kingdoms game, and then he played this like super Japanese like strategy game, like full of kanji. It's like it takes you like 20 minutes to move like 3 guys across the screen, and that was his first experience playing the Wii U on the tablet. You know,
I think my first experience playing the original Wii was that weird Dragon Quest waggling game. Do you
Oh,
know
you've
the
gone
one?
back even
Project
further there.
Sword or Dragon Quest Sword or Joker or something.
Yeah,
don't-
Dragon Quest Sword. I think it was
Yeah, I
listed
think
before
that's what it was called. Yeah.
that. Next up, we got Trine 4, the Nightmare Prince. That'll be at TGS. We were just talking about Trine on the last show. And then I added this one just for the laughs. Ninja Warrior Once Again is at TGS again, even though it was there last year, and I think it's already out. They're going to show it again.
I should hope so. How long does it take to remaster like a Super Nintendo ROM?
Right? Exactly.
Come on, man. I mean,
Love those
it's cool as fuck, but
It is
come on.
cool. I played the new one and the Super Famicom one back to back.
Right? 'Cause it was last year they had
TGS.
a really cool display, right? They had like
Yeah.
the original running on original hardware right next to it. And you could like look and compare it directly.
And I asked
Right?
the guy, can we capture some footage of this? And he said, no.
No.
Just, like,
This
looked
is
at me,
top
no.
secret.
Top secret. Next one is Everything, which I've heard lots of good things about. Have you guys heard of Everything?
No.
Is this the game where it has like millions of different objects and you have
Yeah.
to keep like picking one that is bigger or smaller than the item you have?
Yeah. I guess it's like Katamari Damacy mixed with Spore or something like that.
Yeah,
That's what
so
it
you like
looks like.
so you have like a dog, so you have to get like a cow, and then you have to get
Right.
like a horse and then a giraffe, and you keep picking something that is one
right.
level bigger than your guy until you're like planets and asteroids and
That's right.
Milky Way and whatever.
You can play as everything. Yeah, that's the name of the game. Yep, that'll be a TGS. Next up, Square Enix. I got a whole bunch of stuff actually. I didn't put everything because they also showing that shitty like mobile phone port, that Dragon Quest Rivals or some shit like that. They're doing that as well. Ignore all that. Yeah, they're going to have Dragon Quest 11. I don't know if that's going to be the full game or the demo that we've all played, or I played. And then next one, especially for Ty, is Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition. It's going to be that, Ty.
Wow, I hate that game with all my heart.
You don't like that game?
Carry the bucket.
Why? What's wrong with you?
So many things. Oh god. Yeah, okay, so like way back in the day when this game was first coming out on GameCube, I got the import version, and I reviewed it. It was a big deal at the time because it was like the first time Square was releasing a game on a Nintendo platform in like 10 years or something. And I played it for a while, and I'm like, wow, this game is really pretty, but man, it sucks. I hate it so much. I mean, you can go and find my ancient review and find all the reasons why I hated it, because I'm not sure I can articulate them so clearly now. But like, I expected like a whole bunch of hate mail about it because like, oh my god, how dare you? But like, there was none. It's like, nah, whatever. You're pretty much right.
Well, I just want to add. I mean, I like the game a lot, but only because I had people to play with it. If I did not have people to play with it, I think I would have not liked it as much as I did, because I'm a sucker for co-op games. And I think that goes really also with another game that relied on the GBA connector, was the Legend of Zelda and the Four Swords.
Oh,
right.
Okay. I was going to go for Pac-Man Versus.
Oh, that too. But regardless, it's just like such a bummer that you would need the cable plus a GBA just to play multiplayer in a GameCube game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had that set up. Me and some friends played it. I think like I hated it for other reasons, like one person has to be the bucket bitch, and that's like terminally unfun. And like the camera was bullshit. Like you get these big bosses or these columns or something, and they wouldn't go transparent so you could see through them like every modern 3D game does, and like it just felt like the weakest possible like gauntlet kind of game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Good times. So you're looking forward to the remaster then?
Hell yeah.
I am.
They might have fixed all those problems, Ty. You don't
It's gonna have online now, right? So that's awesome.
Yeah, maybe they fixed everything I hated about it, but I doubt it. If there's still a fucking bucket in the game, then no.
Maybe that's AI controlled now.
I'll totally be getting this. I like having co-op games I can play with my wife. It's got Final Fantasy in the name, so we'll probably both enjoy it.
All right then. Other Square Enix stuff. Trials of Mana. Now that's the game that I accidentally said, "Hey, that's already out, right?" In English. It's totally not yet. Trials of Mana is the collection of mana that was released in Japan last year. It's finally getting an English release, and Seiken Densetsu 3 getting its first ever, English translation, official one.
Right, official one.
There you go. So that'll be at TGS.
So maybe like every event, like all the nerds will stop like going over to Super Potato and picking the shelves clean of every copy of Seiken Densetsu 3, because it happens every time. Like you go and look, and like it's all those crazy guys that just buy all the copies of that one game.
How many have you got?
Like 12.
Romancing Saga 3. Does anyone like that? Nope.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Well,
Romancing Saga 3. That's what I call my life out here in Japan.
That'll be on Switch at TGS, as will Star Ocean First Departure R.
Ooh. Type R.
Actually, yeah. Cyrus, could you say that title for us?
Let me open the agenda again. So, Star Ocean First Departure, or you could also call it Star Ocean First Departure R.
There you go. Thank you very much. It's a running joke. Just roll with it, Chad.
This is why we kicked you out of Europe.
Dragon Quest Builders 2 is already out, isn't it?
Yes.
I thought it was already out, yeah. I don't know why they're showing all these games that are already out. Then Sega has a couple of Olympic Games, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. I do want to play that because they've got those super cool, like original, like pixel art versions of all the events. I really want to check that out.
Oh yeah, where they use like the classic like Genesis sprites.
I thought that's really clever.
I like
Because
that.
I think most of us would never touch a Mario and Sonic game like in a million years, right? But like as soon as that came out, it's like, holy shit, this game suddenly got interesting. It's like those old track and field games, right?
They should simulate what it's like trying to get to the stadium as a regular civilian in Tokyo during the 2020 Olympics.
You have to go through all these Coke stands.
Just like trying to get inside the train. It's just like being slammed together.
Right.
In the hot Japanese summer.
And also the official non-Mario Olympic Games will also be there. I don't know who HappyNet are, but they are going to have R-Type Final 2 playable on the show floor.
I'm interested in this.
Yeah, I thought Ty might be interested in that. I don't know who HappyNet are.
I think it's like a Kickstarter crew or something.
Okay. Chad, have you ever heard of those guys, HappyNet?
I can't say that I have.
Yeah, but they had a whole bunch of games, but I just kind of ignored most of them, except this one. This one stood out.
Yeah, there was a Kickstarter for it, at least according to this YouTube I'm looking at.
Okay. So it's a brand new game. It's not like a remake of an old one.
Fuck, I don't know. I'm gonna look into it now because like R-Type Final was like literally the final game in a very successful series, so it was a big deal. And
so like the Never-Ending Story 2.
Right, because R-Type Final came out when I want to say like PS2 days.
All right. Also, okay. So it's like a polygonal game.
I don't know. I think it was like it's 2D. It's a 2D shmup, right? It's kind of iconic.
But I know there've been R-Type games where they've like used polygons and stuff, right? But
yeah, there was that one really cool one they released on like 360 and PS3, I think, where it let you toggle between the retro and modern graphics. Because it was just like the original, like one of the original games emulated, but like it had like a cool 3D wrapper you could toggle on and off.
Right on.
Yeah.
Cyrus, you okay?
Yep.
Okay, and last time we got some games from Bandai Namco. Was it Namco Bandai?
No one knows. They flip flop every now and then.
Right.
So One Piece Kaizoku Musou 4. So that's obviously a Musou game, right? So that's probably called One Piece like Warriors.
Mash the X button to win.
Yeah. That'll be there. As will SD Gundam G Generation Cross Rays S or Cross Rays.
That's a very Japanese title. I like it.
And it's all in caps as well, so it's extra Japanese.
So it's serious.
Screaming it at you.
That's right.
What kind of game is this? Let's see.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, as expected, it's like a Super Robot Tyson kind of game, isn't it?
Like a battler, like one-on-one kind of thing, or
no, like a strategy game.
Oh, okay.
Right
on.
Yeah.
Next, and Little Nightmares 2 will also be there in the Bandai Namco booth, which is they're obviously just publishing it in Japan. All right then. So, am I missing anything? Well, Chad, you can't say anything about what you guys are gonna be there, but you're gonna have a booth, right?
Yeah. Yes, of course we will. Yes.
And you're gonna invite us over.
Of course, you are more than welcome to hop on over. Our boys will be there, and more than happy to answer any questions that you guys have for our games that I cannot say.
Are you going to be there on the Thursday or the Friday?
I'm going to be busy, actually. I'm going to be busy doing live streams for those days.
Okay, so if I can heckle you on the stage, but I can't actually.
You can heckle me, but
that's right. What's the best?
Join
heckle?
the Discord.
Right. Yeah. Join it. Yeah. So yeah, TGS. In case I didn't mention it before, it starts on Thursday, the 12th of September, and the 12th and 13th are the business days, and then 14th and 15th, Saturday, Sunday, are the public days. And I'll probably be going on the both of the business days. Cyrus, you're not going to make the flight over, I guess.
Well, no, I used all my Patreon funds on
right.
An Irish tea now that I'm back here.
And Ty, you you can't get time off work, right? So it's
Oh yeah, I'm
either
looking at Sunday.
on sorry, on what?
On Sunday?
On Sunday. Oh wow. Okay,
I
good.
hope like
Brave
the
in the
Lord bless
crowd.
you.
Yeah. Oh, now I know like what the merch is gonna be before I get there. It's like my favorite part is always going to the vendor booth
Hmm.
and getting that horrendously overpriced loot.
Give me the loot.
Yeah.
Right on. Cool. So let's move into breaking news, which just happened during the
5 minutes
show.
ago.
Yeah. So there is actually going to be a Nintendo Direct tomorrow,
Oh,
Ooh.
September
so
the 4th.
soon.
Yep. And it's going to be 40 minutes long. So that's
Wait. Is it our fourth or their fourth?
Therefore,
Our
we
fifth.
are.
Okay,
Yeah.
so our fifth. Okay, gotcha.
Okay, coming soon. So yeah, who knows? We might find out about. Well, it's probably going to be Overwatch, isn't it?
Well,
Maybe
it said
a-
there's going to be a focus on Pokemon Sword Shield and Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yeah, that's what
Uh-oh.
I'm feeling.
Okay, maybe not then. I
But
thought
you know, they could give 5 minutes to Overwatch at the end.
we might get a date for Banjo, right?
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
right?
it might be like available now, like right at the very end of it.
Boom.
Maybe they'll show a teaser for a new character. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a bit early for that. All right then. So let's move into a little bit of feedback. So if you want to follow us, I'm just trying to find the right banner for that. You can follow us at the Famicast. If you want to send us an email, thefamicast@gmail.com, and we'll give out our personal Twitters later. So on the Twitters, what do we have? Okay. Oh, we got a nice tweet from. Who these? The Q Games guys. They want us to talk about their their event that they've got going on before TGS. It's called the TGS Prom. I think video game prom. And basically, they're going to have like a prom night, but like just inviting all the kind of people who are going to TGS. And yeah, tickets are available now, and that's happening in Tokyo before TGS. So yeah, good luck to them. Unfortunately, I don't think I can make it, and I don't think Chad can make it either, right?
I'm gonna be crying myself every day when I get to Tokyo. That's how busy I am.
Right. Shout out to the Switch Island guys, another Switch-based podcast. Thanks for the shout out, guys. You guys are cool. Got one from Ayano Irizuki. She's actually and I can't call her a booze babe. A companion,
a model.
a model, a booze companion. She's just started following the Famicast account. Thanks for the follow, Ayano. And yeah, we hopefully see you at the show. Look out for the Famicast T-shirt. Who else? Okay, got one from Tim Hampton. He's a little bit angry. This is his hacker name, TJ Spike. So he says, gaming sites and podcasts need to stop doing their Game of the Year stuff in December. You're basically penalizing publishers that release games in December, which is good for consumers. Well, he's right. I mean, I'm not going to argue with him. A lot of sites do that, right? A lot of sites do their Game of the Year stuff in December. But yeah. I actually tweeted back at him with this one because we actually had in the last Game of the Year show that we did. I don't know if you guys remember. We had a whole special category, which we called like released too late to be part of the last Game of the Year. Right. So we actually made like an award specially for those games released in December. So, what was his name? Tim. I would actually say go back and listen to our December show from last year, and we dedicated a whole section on games that were released too late, and we will do the same thing this year for games released too late last year.
We should just do the ceremony in March.
Right. Oh, right. We could do that.
Yeah, I like that idea better.
Yeah, or just stop doing Game of the Year shows. I don't know. Okay, Ty Trollmaster. Why are you tweeting Trollmaster? It does.
Me?
Oh.
I think I replied to your screenshot that contained the words Troll Master.
Oh yeah, what was that game? Shit. Man,
Yeah,
it's getting
some dungeony looking game with like
dungeon-looking
orcs and
game.
ghosts and shit.
Oh, Devious Dungeon 2, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fun actually. That's like a procedurally generated roguelike dungeon crawling game.
Oh, I know that game.
Yeah. And I just saw a screenshot as a Troll Master.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I see why you're playing this game.
Right? He gets it. So next we'll move on to some YouTube comments. Actually, Chad, you were talking about that Memoria game?
Minoria, yes.
The Minoria game. We actually get a bunch of comments because we did a video. We played Minoria at TGS last year. It was a TGS last year, right?
Yes.
I'm not getting mixed up with Bit Summit here. But we keep getting comments on the video. We captured some gameplay of that game. And like recently, like we keep getting comments about that video. So maybe you can answer some of these because, like, I don't know. I played the game at the event and I captured the footage, right? But like people are asking me these questions. I don't know how to answer these questions. So first one here from Hyun's Taro. He says, "Momodora with large scale characters, please."
So it's funny because the fan base of Momodora is so used to the bit style and everything that they're like on edge with the whole like new cell shading and 3D graphics that RD and his team work really hard on.
Okay.
But I would just like to emphasize that people need to try new things, and I can say from personal experience as a content creator that doing the same thing over and over again, you definitely want to try something new. And Minoria is definitely a pure example of the Bomb Service team trying something new.
Another one from Lone Traveler. He says, RUTM? Is that an abbreviation for the previous game?
Requiem Under the Moon, yes.
It says, it's hands down the best art style they could have stuck with, to be honest. But if they're moving away from it, I hope it looks just as good.
Well, we got a lot of good reviews so far about the graphics, so I hope that he's also one of those people that enjoy it.
Wavy Crockett goes the other direction. He says, I hate this art style in this one. They should expand upon Momodora.
It's not what I want, therefore I hate it.
Right. And the positive one from Mr. Secupups, he says, love how this looks, but I'm really confused. Why are they using the same sound effects and songs from RUTM? I hope they make this a bit more different and don't reuse a lot of the same things. Not really fitting these retro sounding sounds. Should have, in my opinion, like have a more epic soundtrack, since it does feel a lot more like Castlevania.
It definitely has a very, I think, because I mean that was like what, a year or two ago when that build was shown off, right? So there's, I mean, the game's released, so it's like it's got all of the songs and all the updated like sounds and everything like that. So I recommend everyone who's in the comments to check out the release title.
And the last one, I don't know if it's a comment on the game or my game playing ability, but it says her sword is too long for fair gameplay. If this is the beginning of the game, she literally outranges the boss.
It's so funny because actually we're getting the opposite. We're getting the opposite like reaction now. Where people are like, the boss is coming at me fast, and the sword's too short. It's like, then roll. Like,
right? Okay. You can never win, right?
Right.
Anyway, thank you. I hope that answers you guys' questions about the game. Okay. So John Cario, friend of the show. Ty, you know him.
Yeah, he's together on the fighting game spin-off episodes that I do from time to time.
He says, at Evo, I made a side bet on MK Leo over Tweak. Really did feel bad for Tweak, though. But that was the wildest $20 I ever won.
Nice. That's what you do in Vegas, you bet it. And that's what you do in fighting games, you bet it. Bet it, bet it, bet it.
Man, do you know from time to time we get this comment from this guy called Karmic Wheel, and we don't know if he's a bot or a real person or just a psychopath. He sent us another one.
Oh, let's go.
He says, greetings, you fabulous earthlings, and happy Saturday. I bring keto-friendly cookies to you all, and friendly earthlings. Don't mind me, just cruising by. That's it. Last time he was talking about pizza. I don't know if this guy's on crack or if he's a bot. I don't know.
It seems like a bot to me, but like I
Right.
like it. Like I'm
But
down.
But it doesn't get put in the kind of the spam filter part of the comment. Is weird. It gets put in the regular comments. I don't get it.
All right, so maybe he is real and he's just very enthusiastic about greetings and sharing food.
It's just very,
which is great.
Yeah.
Actually, it makes the world a brighter place.
There you go. Good luck to him. So yeah, please to be following us. So yeah, the youtube.com/the Famicast, you know, whatever. Everything's at the Famicast. It's not very hard to work out. Right then, and that's a wrap, boys. So let's share our Twitter handles, and then we can make like a tree and go and get out of here. Oh man, I put Brad. Why the hell did I put Brad?
Brad. Am I being replaced again?
No, that should say Chad. There it is. Sorry, I fixed it. There we go. So let's share our Twitter handles. I am at FamiComplicated. You can follow me on Twitter. #Summer of Streams. Pleased to be following, watching. Thanks for watching. Cyrus?
You can find me at Celsci, where I retweet Celtic Throwdown stuff because it was cool, and you should come next year.
All right. Cyrus. And Ty. Also Ty.
I can go again if you want.
Right? All right.
I've done that twice this episode.
Good job.
Ty.
Super Cat Drugs on Twitter. I posted some nice photos of a haunted samurai mansion where I was eaten by a ghost.
All right. Thanks for coming back to life.
Hey.
Did he really, though?
Yeah.
Chad, where can we find you?
What up, gamers? You can find me at Shadow Sensei. That's CHYADO. Sensei, SENSEI. And I like to talk about things about Japan, video games, and bash on One Piece fans.
Hell yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm in. Let me give you that follow right now.
My favorite GIF is like having someone wake up out of a trash can. I put One Piece fans when they wake up every morning.
Wow. So you're not going to play that Muso game at TGS?
No.
Okay.
That's a hard pass from me.
Right then. So, yeah, that was Famicast 156. Unfortunately, Danny could not be with us this episode. He had to go back to the States. He had some kind of family business he had to attend to. I don't know when he'll be back, but we will be thinking of him this week and hope everything is okay with him. But thank you, Chad, for joining us, being our special guest today. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much for inviting me. It was a pleasure to meet all of you and be on the show with you guys.
That's right. And we'll look forward to some sweet TGS footage, gameplay, interviews, all that good stuff. Should be happening starting around about the 12th. But until next episode, post-TGS episode, Famicrew's out. Peace.
Lights.
Goodbye.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Smash that like button.
And